Hey, good morning, guys. Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and myself. Looking forward to a great day today. StockTraders.net, leading online trading community. You guys, we've got free trading rooms, all kind of widgets to help you out. Super community. Everybody's always helpful in there. I hope you guys have come and checked us out at StockTraders.net. And I just want to encourage you guys, if you have any questions about what we're covering in here, we have a free trading room, and you can just join the free trading room and feel free to PM any of the instructors there. We're always happy to help you guys out and excited about our growing community. It's fantastic. Just want to remind you guys to read the disclaimer below in the description area of the broadcast. Look, we're not trying to solicit anything here. We're just trying to give you guys a couple ideas every day, and we try to keep it to a few ideas each, not inundate you, just pick quality over quantity today. So anyway, guys, with that being said, I think we got about 5 or 6 ideas today, and I'm going to turn it over to Ricky and see what he has. Really excited. He's been on fire lately, and I can't wait to see what he has this morning. So Ricky, you're up, man.
Thanks, Goose. I don't know how I can claim being on fire. You, boy, are the one that's been calling these bounce plays that have been crushing it. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. This is Ricky Analog. I would like to announce we finally hit 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel, which is awesome. It shows that we are finally starting to grow, but we still need your guys' help. Share this live stream on Twitter or wherever else you think it can gain some traction. We would love this to be viewed by more and more people as we grow. Finally trading without the sick child on my lap today, so hopefully we'll be much more active in the chat as well. Please come see us over at StockTraders.net, guys. First thing I'm looking at today is APTO, and as can be seen the last few days, we're definitely starting to see small cap bios get their engines fired up, and it's not surprising given the time of year. So from a technical perspective, APTO looks like a great breakout candidate, but I'm just not quite sold on it. The last time it gapped up and tried to break out was back on December 26th. And it traded over 7 million shares, and that's the most it's done this year, and it still got stuffed up around the $0.50. When you start to take a look at what's going on under the hood, it becomes more clear. They have a purchase agreement with Aspire Cap that's for around 6 million shares, which is the most. In the most recent filings, it shows they've only bought about 1.4 million shares. Those shares are registered now. They actually registered all 6 million of them, and they're ready to hit the market as Aspire buys them. And so I would also be thinking that Aspire is no stranger to buying low and selling high. So for that reason, I'm going to stay away from trying to long this today and will remain short bias on it. I'm going to use pre-market highs as the target for entry if it can push back up there. But as of now, it looks like it's opening pretty weak, or it's going to be opening pretty weak. And it may just be a dud. And I'm sorry about when that happens, guys, but a lot of the time I'm looking at things that may or may not materialize, and I'm creating plans for them. So I'm prepared if it does happen. And I would highly encourage you all to do the same thing every morning, because not everything will materialize, but it is important to have a plan for it in case it does. Next thing on my list, guys, is ADSK. And this is an earnings breakout and will need to be played 1 of 2 ways. And it's going to, for me, depend on the broader market. If the market can rebound from the shit show that happened last night and show some strength, I'm looking at this from a long perspective. But I would first like to see it test that breakout area of around 131 and show support. From there, I would look for it to show a long setup. But if the market shows weakness, I'm going to be looking for this thing to lose that breakout area and then have the 131s act as a lid. If that happens, I'm going to look for a short setup and try to fade it back down to around 120. Remember that with these higher price stocks, a $10 move is not really crazy. Just think of it as like a $13.10 breakout going to $14. It's really nothing that extreme. So don't be scared to take these type of trades. They often trade so much more organically than the low float trash I often talk about here. As of now, it does look like it's opening strong, so I'm kind of leaning towards the long side. And the thing is, though, it's important to know your level so you can play it accordingly. The only concerns I have is the previous or 2 breakouts ago where it had a nice base, it broke out and stuff. But if you go back and look at the intraday chart, you can see that there was never a long setup on it. It was just a big opening candle that stuffed, and the rest of the day just kind of went sideways. The other thing I'm concerned about is that the people might have got trapped during the last earnings, and right now is kind of their opportunity to get out for even or maybe a slight profit. So there may be some profit taking or getting out at break even that might cause this thing to sell off. Last thing on my list today, guys, is ACMR. which traded over 10 times its ATR yesterday. I'm going to be watching this for a reversal on any push back towards yesterday's highs. I'd like to see some more volume on the name, but it's still playable if sized correctly. I liked the short on it yesterday. You guys can see on the 5-minute chart that snap of the 12 where it had a little push up, lost the 5-minute 20. I tried to get in there. I got no fills. I'm going to be looking for it to pop off the open and fade it. But again, it's going to have to set up first. And if it doesn't, it's going to be something that comes off my watch list rather quickly. I'm not going to lose sleep over things like this, guys. There's plenty of things to play. I'm going to stay on my toes. We're going to hit this market. I'm going to pass it over to Goose. I want to hear what he's got cooking today, man. Take it away, Goose.
Hey, thanks. Great job, Ricky. I like that Autodesk and the range, and I think you had a couple good ones there. So definitely going to be watching what you're talking about in the room there. Couple quick things. Let me start right off with MOMO and just jump into my picks, and I'll finish with a quick thought. So MOMO is given. I already put out my thoughts on it early on, and it's obviously gone up about $1.50 since the talk when I was originally looking at it, and I've already played it once pre-market. And what I'm looking at on this thing is it had great numbers, great guidance, and with the strength that it already is showing me, even with the market, and I think this is going to be a great trend joiner all day today. I like to see what it does as it butts up on 40. I'm not going to be naive, to the figure there. But what I like to do now playing it is play kind of like a retrace using pre-market numbers. So right now I drew a little fib in there to show you guys. And what I want to do is kind of see a pullback. I'd love to see it in this low 36s. Not sure it's going to get there. My first level I want to see is up in this 37 area, okay, to see what it does on a pullback or a wash in the morning. Not saying I'm going to jump in, but I think you got to be really patient on your entry because, I could see a little retrace in this thing before it gets going again. That's made a huge move already. But I typed, early on in my tweet that this stock has range. I mean, it's had the $5 moves, and we were talking about it in pre-market already. So I'm going to be looking to join a trend in this thing. I also think with a little bit with what happened with Bison yesterday and things like that, might spark some, extra interest, let's say. So I'm not looking at this for the fade at all, maybe on a push to 40, but I'm just going to stick with my long bias on it, especially if the market does a little push for us today. I think you get even more legs. So I'm going to look for an entry initially, see how it acts at 37. And then my next real level is going to be in this 36 pocket here. I don't think it gets there, but we'll see what happens. But if it wants to come down in that area and kind of create a little bit of a higher low there, I'm going to definitely jump in that area. So that's my thoughts on MOMO. It's a little bit out of range because of the big move in the last half hour or so, but it is high on my watch list, and I'll definitely be trading it today myself. Want to type in QCP. I'll be looking at this one. It's a little bit lower volume name. It's got what a trade yesterday, like a little over 1 million shares, call it. But it's a nice setup for me. It's not fully overbought. It's just at an 80 RSI right now. But the reason I want to keep an eye on it is two things. First of all, it definitely was holding the 1720 area, which was the prior day's highs, as you could see. And it really couldn't break through there. So I have very defined risk. If I could get the position on somewhere into the 17, I don't mind the risk reward because it's day 3. And if it's not going to break that level, maybe we'll get the fade. That being said, I want to bring up something real obvious to you guys. I thought I drew a line, but maybe I didn't. Let me widen this up for you guys a little bit. I thought I put a line in early on, but it pretty much is showing the 1670 area. And if you drag it back, you're going to see, I did put it, there you go. It was just right on the low. You could see that these prior levels in the 1675, 1680 area has been where it's been holding. So, just be cautious. Sometimes these things are a better sale through 1670. You got to watch the action. If you could get a great entry, in my opinion, I'm not being wish-washy, but if I could get a great entry around 1705 or somewhere in there, risking 20 cents or whatever it is, I don't mind, my entry there, but I'm not looking for an entry in that 1680, 85 area because you know that the support area over the last 2 days has been 1675. So just be patient. How much meat is on the bone on this thing before you take an entry, and then you got to risk, 40 cents to maybe have a support level a dime below you. So just be real smart about that, guys. And also, on a stock that's trading, say 1 million shares or 1.5 million shares, you got to allow for a little bit more range on if it hits that 1720, excuse me. Listen, you're not the only one playing this, okay? So be smart about it. Don't have your stop at 1721 thinking you're going to get filled at 1723. It doesn't work like that, okay? Everybody else in the world is going to have their stop orders at that 1720 level that's playing the fade on this thing. So be smart about it. QCP, though, is definitely on my radar now, day 3, not being able to break that 1720 area. Lastly, I want to talk about Dollar Tree. I'll try to keep it quick. I know time's running out here, but Dollar Tree, really interesting to me. So I drew a line from the daily prior levels here. You can see this 95.96, bad earnings, bad guidance. Listen, the chart is broken to me. It's broke through this $100 area, and you can see the pivot with the prior support. Any kind of push on this thing. I am hoping for an imbalance this morning up to 95, 96. Anything to give me a little entry area. Guys, this is down a lot. You might get some chasers thinking it's a big bounce. So allow yourself a little room, okay? If it wants to, if you enter at 90, I really think you got to give yourself a couple dollars a room wherever your entries are in this thing and scale in a position. This isn't going to be one that I just hit because I think it stopped at 96. I'm going to scale in my size a fifth at a time and be really smart about it. But I really like the fade setup on this. You know, I'm hoping to get 96, 97. Obviously, I think 100 is going to be a huge resistance now on the stock. I love this trade setup. I will definitely try, even if I only think I get a couple dollars out of it. And I see a bit of a lower high. I'm looking for a fade and hopefully, you know, testing that 90 area. So I really like the Dollar Tree setup. But again, hope for an imbalance and looking for, you know, a fade. And entry's got to be key. I typed it on my tweet. You guys have to have good entry on this thing because of the range I'm talking about with the name. A $1 or $2 move could happen in a snap. So you have to have good entry there. So pay attention to your entry, be patient, let it set up. And I think we got some really good ones on our hands today, guys. So anyway, I'll turn it back over to Ricky and hope you guys trade safe today. Let's have an awesome day and look forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow morning, 9:05. Go ahead, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose. And I definitely will be joining you on that Dollar Tree fade. God, that just so reminiscent of the Foot Locker play. Looks the same. So any push back toward high 90s, it's getting hit. Everybody, make sure you got a plan before you take a trade. No plan equals no trade. Stay safe out there. Let's go out there and crush it. Peace.